I heard that there's an election happening apparently soon. So we have the Orange County Supervisor of Elections, Glen Gilzean, is here to tell us all about voting in this very important election. Glen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you again for having me.
So a lot of people are planning to vote, apparently. So what is the plan for voting day? It is on what day?
November the 5th.
Okay, Tuesday, November 5th. And the hours, let's get that out of the way.
It's from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, so you can go before work if you don't have to be to work before 7. And there are a lot of people. So what should people plan to prepare for once they get to the polls?
So Orange County is a very important county, not only in the state of Florida, but across the country. And what we've seen is that with the 1.4 million residents being the 4th largest county, we're larger than like 12 states, right? And this important election is so important because there's some key races on there. So I've intentionally made the ballot where the first page of the ballot is all candidates. Then the second page, we have the state amendments. And then the third page is where we get into the county charter amendments. And then the last page, we have to remind everyone that that's where the school board referendum is located. So there's a 4-page ballot. And as you mentioned how important it is to plan, is that with this very long ballot, you have to take the time to go over it and be prepared. We've mailed out sample ballots to all of our active voters, over 800,000 plus. And so we want people to be prepared. They plan to vote like we recently planned out of this hurricane season, that you be prepared for that opportunity. And we just want you to take the time to be prepared for this very important election cycle.
And you mentioned there are 4 pages, and among those 4 pages, there are 17 amendments?
So you have the number of candidates in the front page, and then that's based on where you reside, right? But then you get into the 6 state amendments, and then the county charter has 10, and then you have the school board referendum.
So there's a lot. So if you're one of those people who is voting for the first time, make sure that you bring your ID first and foremost, right? Correct. Because you'll have to present that.
That's correct.
If somebody doesn't have a driver's license, because maybe it's somebody young who's voting for the first time and the kids are not getting their driver's licenses at 16 like we used to, what would they need to bring?
Just a state-issued ID.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
that would be fine. But I do want to go back to the fact that early voting is underway, right? And here in Orange County, under my administration, we expanded early voting. We've added 2 new sites, one in the town of Eatonville, and then also in West Lakes, which is just south of the Camping World Stadium. And that is to help combat some of these things that we call a voting desert. But the good thing about these 2 additional early voting sites is that anyone in Orange County can go to any one of those, and they can go ahead. So now let's say they have a vote by mail ballot and they don't want to put it in the mail. They should, because we cover the postage. Unlike other counties where you have to pay for postage, we actually cover the postage. Now, they could take their vote by mail ballot as long as they sign it on the back, and they can drop it off at any of the 22 early voting sites as well. So in Orange County, we're really blessed because we have given the maximum amount of options to ensure that our residents have an opportunity to cast their vote and let their voice be heard.
For the last 15 years, I've gone to the same place, the same voting place, early voting. And during COVID, I actually did the mail-in ballot, but I dropped it off, because I don't even know if going inside was a thing when I was doing early voting that time. So there are multiple ways for you to get this done. You don't have to just show up on the day.
Correct.
But if you're going to show up on the day, pack your patience, of course, because there will likely be a large line, and you're gonna have to spend some time there. And while you're there, make sure that if you're spending time in line, do some homework on your phone so that you know some of these amendments and what's actually going to be on the ballot.
Or take advantage of the sample ballot that we mail out to you. Right. And again, we're very blessed that in our county, we provide those resources to every active voter in Orange County.
So you can do your homework.
And more importantly, like when you go and cast your vote, we have the best stickers in the entire state, right? Like I tell to people, hey, our stickers are way better than Seminole County stickers.
Getting your orange.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Orange County got the best stickers.
So if you are waiting for the day to vote, it is November 5th, Tuesday, November 5th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And make sure that you know your polling place. You are familiar with not just the candidates, but also some of the amendments that are coming as well.
Absolutely, and you know, I'd be remiss, but knowing that early voting is on the way, please take advantage of those 22 early voting sites. I know there's a lot of faith-based organizations that do Souls to the Polls. They're going to do a National Day of Action that Sunday before, which again is a great opportunity to take advantage of those great opportunities to cast your vote. So,
absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. It is part of your civic responsibility, so take advantage of it.
I do want to share one thing that we've implemented is that we're working with high schools and we've created the first ever Gen Z polling program. And what it does, it allows high school seniors and juniors to get the necessary community service hours in order to get bright futures. So what's really exciting, we're also the first in the state to offer this effort, working with our partners at Orange County Public Schools and then also Valencia College as well, and some of the kids from the homeschool communities as well, where they are going to be volunteering their time this election cycle, in a very important election cycle, either as a greeter at the site the day of, or helping us with supply distribution where they're coming and helping making sure that all the supplies are there going forward. And that's a really cool initiative because, again, Orange County is the beacon in the state, but also leading the nation in innovation for our community. So it's just something that Orange County should be really proud of.
And it'll be nice to see those young faces too.
Absolutely,
really
but
great.
What better way to engage in civic education but actually working in elections?
Absolutely.
And let this be their first election that they actually worked or even participated in. That's huge.
That's huge, and that's why we love Orange County. So anyway, thank you, Glenn, for being here. Thanks for getting us up to speed with our voting, and go to the polls and make your voice heard.